Today, we are going to connect the clicks to the bricks. We're diving deep into the technology that's supposed to make our shopping seamless, but, often falls a little short. Oh, you've been there, right? You see only one left. You snag it. You get that confirmation email, you're feeling great. And then, a few hours later, you get that other email. The dreaded, "We're sorry, your order has been canceled." It is one of the most frustrating things in online shopping. And here's the thing. That's not just bad luck. It's actually a technical breakdown. It's a huge red flag that the website you're clicking on and the actual physical store are basically living in two completely different worlds. They're just not talking. So that gets us right to the heart of the problem that retailers are scrambling to solve. It's called the omni-channel challenge, and it's all about going from these clunky, separate systems to something that feels totally smooth and integrated for you. So what's the real difference here? Well, for years, most stores were multi-channel. You had a website over here, a physical shop over there, but they were in silos. They didn't really talk to each other. That's what leads to messed up inventory numbers and, well, a lot of frustrated customers. The goal now is omnichannel. Think of it as one big integrated system where the data is flying back and forth in real time, making your journey from the app to the aisle feel like one single experience. And this isn't just about some fancy new technology. As the source material points out, the whole point, the ultimate goal, is just to make shopping way more convenient for us, the customers.
Okay, so how do you even start to build something like this? Well, the very first step is picking the right digital foundation. And as this research shows, it's a huge decision because not all e-commerce platforms are really built to connect deeply with a physical store systems.
So the researchers in this paper looked at 3 of the big ones. Magento was super powerful, but honestly just way too complex and expensive for what they needed. Then there's Shopify. It's easy to use, sure, but it's closed source, which was a total deal breaker. That's kind of like trying to customize a car, but the manufacturer won't let you pop the hood. And that led them to WooCommerce, which hit that sweet spot of being flexible and, most importantly, open source. That gave the developers the freedom they absolutely had to have. So yeah, WooCommerce got the win. And that open source nature, that was everything. It meant the developers could get right under the hood and build the exact custom bridge they needed to connect the online world to the physical store system. All right, so with the foundation in place, now we get to the really cool part, building that digital bridge. How do you actually make an e-commerce website and an old-school cash register speak the same language? The solution they came up with is this custom-built piece of software they call an adapter. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a universal translator. It just sits in the middle of these 2 totally different systems and helps them understand each other perfectly. And how does this magic translator actually work? Well, it uses something called an API. Now, application programming interface sounds super technical, I know, but the analogy is actually really simple. Think of an API like a waiter in a restaurant. You tell the waiter what you want. The waiter, the API, takes your order to the kitchen. That's the other system, and then brings back your food. That's the data. It's just the messenger that makes the whole conversation possible. In the digital world, the orders that the waiter, or API, is carrying are just a few simple commands. Things like get to go fetch some information, post to create something new, put to update something that's already there, and delete to get rid of an item. These are pretty much the basic verbs of the whole digital conversation. So the adapter is just constantly running this little 4-step dance, 24/7. First, it's always listening for something new to happen, like you placing an order online. Second, it uses the website's API to grab all the details of your order. Third, it translates all that info into a language the store's point-of-sale system can actually read. And finally, it sends that translated data over to the POS system using its API. It just keeps doing that over and over. So, after all that technical work, what happens? What does it actually look like when these 2 systems finally start talking to each other for real? Well, the first big test was a monster, syncing the entire product catalog. And it worked. Perfectly. Every single one of the 6,994 products from the website was zapped over and successfully loaded into the in-store database. Instantly, there was one single source of truth. And this integration is why all those modern retail features we love are even possible. It's what gives you accurate, real-time inventory, so you don't buy that item that's already gone. It's the technical backbone for click and collect, for returning online stuff at the physical store, and it gives the business one complete picture of who you are as a customer.
And you gotta remember, this data flow isn't just a one-way street. This diagram here shows what happens when you buy something in the actual store. The cash register pings the adapter grabs the receipt info, translates it, and bam, instantly updates the main e-commerce database. So let's just walk through that in plain English. You're in the store, you buy a shirt at the cashier. The adapter, which is always listening, sees that sale happen. It grabs the details, translates them, and immediately tells the website's database, hey, we just sold one of these. Update the stock count to 0 right now. And that is how you stop selling the same last item twice.
So let's zoom out a little bit. This isn't just about one company's cool project. This kind of deep integration is becoming the absolute backbone of the entire modern retail industry. And let's be real, this isn't just tech for the sake of tech. The whole reason this is happening is to meet our expectations as shoppers. We now demand a fast, convenient, and totally consistent experience. It doesn't matter if we're on our phone, a laptop, or standing in the middle of the store. And the source material really hammers this point home. The technology is the how, but the why, the real reason for all of it, is always about creating that unified, consistent, and seamless experience for the customer. So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. First, omnichannel is the big goal for a seamless future. To get there, you absolutely need an open platform to do custom work. Third, a software adapter using APIs is the magic translator in the middle. And finally, the whole point is to deliver that convenient, consistent experience that, let's face it, we all just expect now. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question, right? We've connected the clicks and the bricks, so what's next? What's the next system we're going to plug into this network? Are you going to be reordering milk directly from your smart fridge? Or maybe paying for gas from your car's dashboard? The bridge is built. Where it leads is anyone's guess. This whole deep dive was based on the research paper, Architectural Analysis of Retail Omnichannel and Integration of Cash IT Point-of-Sale Software with E-commerce Platform.